17. What's going on?
This one?
Here we go. Oh, yeah, I'm going to tell Flo I'm keeping this little stem. I'm going to get one of that.
That was good.
What is going on, everyone? Hello, fellow Bitcoiners. Welcome back to the Gentlemen of Crypto, episode 20.
Oh, yeah. Almost drinking age.
There we go. I'm King.
I'm Bitcoin Zay.
And, of course, we are back with all the crypto news, market stuff, all the craziness. It's always craziness. It's nothing new. You all should be used to it. I'm used to it. You used to it?
Man. Still, you know, to this day, it's still funny. What's up, Antonio?
It's always funny. Antonio, what's going on, man? Morning again.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah, afternoon in the UK. For sure. Look, we got people in the UK coming on. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah. International. We're up to now, I think, 11 countries.
Yeah, I think about 11, 12, and then add I Go Live. It might be like 15.
Yeah.
All right, so, of course, we're live streaming on YouTube at Kirby Crypto, Facebook, Kirby Crypto, KingBless.com, and I Go Live, KingBless.com. What's up, Blue Shades? Ready to learn all about this crypto?
Oh, yeah.
All right, so where are we casting from? We are casting from Hollywood, California.
Live.
Thank you, Florence, for the like. I'm using your tripod too, so I hijacked somebody for another tripod, people.
Oh yeah.
All right, so today what's going on? It's a lot going on.
Yeah. Well, the big news overnight.
I think it was at 1:20 something a.m. People, I told you gotta be awake for this stuff.
Oh yeah, yeah. The Bitshares delisting, which for those of you who aren't familiar with Bitshares, it is a decentralized exchange, which we're starting to see an internal war with exchanges, because you have centralized exchanges, Poloniex, Bitshares, things that are like that. Then you have these decentralized exchanges that are like, hey, at the end of the day, if the U.S. comes in, wants to shut down these centralized exchanges, what you gonna do now? So decentralized, you don't have to worry about that. And Bitshares is one of the best. They can, you know, do over 100,000 transactions, I think, quickly. And they're actually gonna move from, you know, Ethereum based and all that. They're with EOS. And their actual platform's pretty good. So it looks like Bitshares saw the writing on the wall and said, yeah, let's get them out of here. Because I read the technical reason why they removed them. I don't believe it because it's kind of like it's some loophole they use with their memory leak and some other stuff. But the competition, yeah, you're right. It's even like we discuss bankers a lot and how they, you know, go against Bitcoin. But within the Bitcoin space, people have their own way of using it, their own, you know, ideology around it. So you still got to deal with that. So we're starting to see internal battles, which means we're starting to get big.
That's good.
Really
I'm about to say, listen,
competition's good.
Just like in anything, discourse is always good. Yeah. You know, everyone always want to be on the same page. Like Bitcoin, as they said. So you're bullish. To be certain on this, you're bullish on Bitshares, right?
Oh yeah, have to buy drugs somehow. Yeah, true. Yeah, people been doing it with cash for years. It's about time we can move to some digital currency. But so yeah, I'm pretty bullish on it for the future, simply because they have a platform already working, and they've been noticed by the centralized exchanges, so they are big enough to make an impact. So yeah.
So like Bitcoin, they said, literally, I think it was at 1:20 a.m. Is when the messages started going off. Once again, everybody was on Telegram trying to hit people up. Of course, people were not on Telegram a lot, at least not in the States, because, you know, a lot of people were sleeping though. So
hard wallet.
Yeah, so Bitshares got delisted, along with some other ones we're about to talk about. Like Bitcoin, they said, it looks like it's centralized exchanges versus the decentralized. However, I think you still can buy Bitshares on Poloniex right now. Yeah. But yeah, so one of the things I started seeing going around when it came to Bitshares was BTS, for those who don't know the marker symbol. Some of the information came back, so they were vulnerable to a 51% attack. For those who don't know what that is, that means when enough programmers or nodes can go back and change the history of the transactions, and when that happens, you can double spend, which means you can't keep track of the money anymore.
Yeah, it's basically like counterfeit.
Yeah, it's like counterfeit money. So some of the notes, people were saying they were vulnerable to a 51% attack. They had a critical weakness in the source code that can't be fixed, like you said, the leaks and everything. But I'll tell you what, I just saw a steaming article get posted. The Bitshares forum on the Bitcoin Talk, at least, people are still bullish. Yeah, I mean, everyone is pissed off that this happened, because, I mean, literally the price just dropped in half in a matter of 10 minutes. Yeah. Now, this is the high risk we talk about in the market. It dropped in half in a matter of 10 minutes. But it actually bounced up a little bit too. It didn't go like all the way back up, of course, but it bounced up a little bit. Yeah. And all the rhetoric that were coming out from Bitshares, at least, I was seeing people saying, hey, you know what, it sucked what just happened. It's a great time to buy and hold long term. And I think right now it's 2 cents. It's 2 cents a share, at least about 30 minutes ago. So if it is a long-term hold and it can come back, like you said, you're bullish on it, then for 2 cents, you can literally put like $5 in it and ignore it, and check it back next year. And next
6
year,
cents at the moment.
Is it 6 cents? All right, thank you. Somebody said 6 cents now, so yeah, it's bouncing up and down. So it's at 6. Even at 6 cents, all right, we'll put in $10, people.
Come on, man.
Put in $10, and literally within, let's check it out next year and see what happens. And if it's doing what it's supposed to do, you never know. You might be sitting on top of $10,000 from a $10 investment.
Oh yeah. And somebody said, "What's cryptocurrency?" Well, our channel about cryptocurrency is basically a digital currency that can be sent from person to person without the use of a central bank or clearinghouse. So the reason some people say it's sketchy is because banks have a good hold on the media, and anytime that it doesn't involve them and they can't get their money, they will do a hit campaign on you, which we've seen over and over and over. At this point, it kind of doesn't matter. People see the writing on the wall. So some of the news you see with cryptocurrency,
Bitshares.
You can say it's sketchy. People say, oh, you can buy drugs with it. You can do this with it.
I know people do that with dollars, though.
I was gonna say you can always do that with cash. Most drug transactions are still cash based. So as far as it being sketchy, it's all what you make it. So if you believe the media, you'll probably believe it's sketchy. If you don't, like we don't, and we know that they have to do what they have to do to survive, you'll see what we're talking about, and you'll go.
Antonio made a great point. He said, surprised they haven't been killing people lately. Killing people, honestly. Said the same thing, which is why Satoshi Nakamoto, who made it, our thing is we thinking he chose to remain anonymous for that reason. But yeah, so without banks, without government control, you can send money anywhere around the world. For Bitcoin, for example, you can send somebody $10 million in any country of the world you can think of, any place in the world, on a cell phone, on a laptop, and they'll get it in 10 minutes. It'll be, or less. It'll be a very low fee, and the government can't ask you, or they don't know about that transaction. Banks can't stop you. They can't take their 3%. Literally, it's peer-to-peer. We can send each other money. And for those who missed yesterday, it's literally a Bitcoin ATM at the gas station next door. We go to this gas station every day. He got a coffee there today. They just put a Bitcoin ATM there. It's brand new. I was on iGo Live yesterday and I had it streaming it. So I mean, it's amazing. But
yeah, somebody. Oh, if they killed us, if they started trying to kill people off, would be martyrs. Yeah, I guess.
I mean, yeah.
But at the same time, honestly, if you're not living for something, you dead anyway. So
come on, Brad. He said 10 minutes. LOL, not Bitcoin. No, everyone I've done has been 10 to 15 minutes or less. During the scaling time, I won't lie, it did go up a little bit. But hey,
also you can increase your network fee. You can pay more.
Yeah, you can pay more. But
miners they'll make the transaction valid quicker if you pay more.
Let's say it takes 3 hours though. I mean, literally, if you're sending millions of dollars, you're sending hundreds of thousands of dollars. I mean, think about it. There's a lot of people in different countries don't live there. Their family are back home, or their families are back home. They have to send that money back. They have to go through banks. They have to go through Western Union. They take that 7% fee, especially when it's international. But if somebody told me within 3 hours I can have 99.9% of your money wherever you want it to go in the world, without a government agency asking you about why you're sending a certain amount, or a bank trying to stop it or take a fee, I'm going for that bet every time. Fake news. There we go, Derek.
It's fake.
But with the delisting, because we know as of late, I would say probably like last 5 months, 6 months, Bitshares has grown to be one of the top exchanges in the United States. So let's go ahead and talk about the other things they delisted. One of the things I didn't like about the way they delisted it, which is why the centralized exchanges aren't, I mean, this is where we have to go. It's not where we want to go. They literally started, they put this message out at like 1 a.m. And really, I don't think they put a message out. People were just finding out about it.
I just saw it. And then the price just...
Okay, Bitshares tweet. Yep. So we were going to talk about that. Bitshares, they did tweet out. They were trying to reach out to the exchange, Bitshares, and Bitshares wasn't giving them any feedback, which is why we do think maybe it's because of the decentralized nature.
Yeah. And it was kind of a weird explanation.
So just to let you know, Bitshares goes away October 13th, 2017 on Bitshares, along with BATA. BTA is the ticker symbol. The excuse I saw for that was, I don't know, BATA I've heard both sides, but they said the developer is not responding when asked about stability issues of its masternode. So that might be a real thing there. They're also delisting Darkrust, DAR is the ticker symbol, as well as Draco, which is a DT token ticker symbol. And they saying they are getting rid of those because of a lack of value. Now that is a real thing. If you have a lack of value, Yeah, if they have a lack of volume, that makes sense. But for something like Bitshares, it had a decent sized market cap. It's been around for 3 years. DEX, decentralized exchanges are coming.
Oh yeah,
we are ready for them.
They already got approved by Apple to have a Bitshares. Well, rumor-wise, they've been approved by Apple to have a app, the first decentralized app where you can trade from your phone. I'm sure there'll be more after it, but they actually got approved for it. And like I said, they're using EOS, which is promoted as the competition to Ethereum. So in my opinion, starting at the ground floor with both, that is pretty bullish, because how much lower can it go than 6 cents?
Right.
I mean,
so to answer this question of everybody, Joshua on Igo Live, he said, so Bitshares and Bittrex are similar to Bitcoin, but not. So Bittrex is an exchange where you can buy all the different currencies. You can buy Bitcoin, Ethereum, all that good stuff. Bitshares is similar to Bitcoin in the sense that it's another cryptocurrency. It's not as big as Bitcoin by any means, but it's a token actually that you can use on their decentralized platform, which is the same as Bittrex. So basically, they're a competition to Bittrex, which is why they're getting rid of them. So like I said, so as of now, it's been BATA, BTA, Bitshares, BTS, Dark Crust, DAR, and Draco DT token.
Draco.
All those are getting, I know, right? I said the same thing. All those are going away on October 13 on Bittrex.
Soldier Boy couldn't pump it.
And hey, this is another reason, people, when we tell you, when we get into these smaller coins, these altcoins and stuff, it is a 24-hour news cycle for this. So, like I said, like 1:20 a.m. is when some of the first words got out, and I jumped on it late. I didn't find out until I think about 3 or 4 a.m. And by that time, the drop was already happening. Luckily, we weren't anything heavy. I think I might have like $50 to $100 in like Bitshares, just because once again it was low. I got it at a pretty low price, but once again, you can transfer it out to wallet. Right now, from what I'm being told, you can transfer it over to Poloniex. But who knows how long that's gonna last, because we know how Polo has been doing this year. It's been pretty shaky.
Good old Polo.
Before we go further, let's go ahead and give out that free Bitcoin today. We give out free Bitcoin every day in our YouTube comments at Kirby Crypto. Who won the free Bitcoin?
KMB. He actually made a good statement talking about Bitcoin Nigeria. Every investment is a risk. He wouldn't mind. He said he wouldn't mind putting in a few thousand just to see if it works out. And in my opinion, I agree with him, because in this crypto space, it still is the Wild West.
It is the Wild West. As you can, 1:20 a.m. we get news. It's Wild West.
And the smallest things shake up the market. So I will say, with the exchanges, I would trust them, because, like I said, the blockchain is there for that reason. So thank you, KMB.
Thank you, KMB, for the comment.
Yeah, absolutely. So that Bitcoin's been sent. And we'll discuss who gets the free Bitcoin later. So
and every day. Okay, with that blockchain you just spoke of, it looks like the Department of Treasury wants to dip their finger into it as well. What's going on with that?
I will say this is actually something that they could substantially do. Usually when they bring up blockchain, they try and involve it like they're going to do something with Bitcoin. But this is actually a use case. They're going to put everything, or try to put everything, on the blockchain. Cell phones, computers,
everything with serial
servers,
code. They
TVs.
Want to put it on the blockchain.
Absolutely. And it's the group is called FIT, Financial Innovation and Transformation Group. They are ran by the government, and they are using their resources to put everything on the blockchain if possible. This to me is kind of weird, because blockchain is, if it's not decentralized, it's just a database.
That's it. And they already have a database.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure, they have a pretty good database. And they're still gonna be behind. They're about 6 years too late for some people. But so that's the Department of Treasury's plan right now. So
what I didn't like, but I know they've been trying to do it anyway. They probably already do in their databases, but they were talking about storing literally every cell phone number, every user connected to it, every laptop. So once again, all they're using it as is a database. It's still centralized. But once again, from a government point of view now, you have the ability to easily search anyone's cell phone number, anyone's computer IP address, serial numbers, and all that. So of course you already know I have a problem with that, because once again, why can we not have our privacy? I just don't understand it. They don't want us to have it, but that's being led by the the U.S. Treasury. So we'll see what happens. Yep, ADA, the Charles Hoskinson, I can't even say that, Hoskinson project. That came out today, and I think it's actually went up, but it's already, it already dropped about 16 or 17%, about 30%. So that shows the market has spoken. That's what I love about this. When it's decentralized, the market speaks. The international market, I don't care if you're in India, Singapore, United States, Africa, Russia. The market will speak, and the market will decide how much things are worth and if they should be used. So
yep, like they say when you watch the charts, they tell a story.
They do.
Anytime you look at the charts, they tell you exactly what's going on. So,
and for those who didn't see that delisting happen when it happened, I hope you weren't too heavy in any of those coins. So. A couple coins have already been called out as being scam coins, I'll be honest. I think
there's more coming.
Yeah, there's plenty more coming.
Yeah.
All right. Some positive news though. We have another Wall Street guy that's came over to the dark side, I guess, or to the dark side in a positive way. Crypto Q in the house. What's up? And that is Morgan Stanley's CEO James Gorman. He didn't come out in full support of Bitcoin as far as like I'm about to buy and all that. But he basically smacked down Dinosaur Diamond by saying Bitcoin is not a fraud. He said Bitcoin is not a fad. He says more than a fad, and he said that the privacy and control of it offers a lot of appealing incentives. Yeah. Again, this is the CEO of Morgan Stanley saying that, people.
Yeah.
We tell people all the time when we talk to them, we're like, don't listen to what we say. You know, hey, you don't have to listen to us.
Yeah.
Bill Gates has already spoken. McAfee has spoke.
Yeah,
all these billionaires and millionaires have spoke. Richard Branson has spoke. Now we have Morgan Stanley CEO James Gorman coming out speaking as well, and not only just speaking, he's speaking directly against J.P. Morgan Chase's CEO, Dinosaur Diamond. So once again, we are seeing the same thing we just saw with Bittrex today with these exchanges, with Bittrex delisting Bitshares because it's decentralized and that infighting. We are now seeing the infighting happen with the banks and on Wall Street. That means we're in the right direction, people.
Everybody fighting with everybody.
Everybody's fighting about this, and they're fighting for a reason.
It's valuable.
It is valuable. I don't know why they don't get it. I actually got an email, and he might be watching too. So no disrespect, he's a really great guy. But I got an email yesterday about somebody was referring to the Goldman Sachs thing. I was like, we actually did a video on it yesterday. Check it out. But he was saying that. If Goldman Sachs is getting on it, then it might be a good time to sell. It's gonna be too late. I'm like, you're not getting it. Like, we're not selling anything. We're keeping this. We're keeping this show going for the next 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years.
Everybody's scared of when bankers come into it.
Yeah. Don't listen to bankers. I mean, they're the last. Right now, they're the last people really entering the space. So.
Will we stay on Bittrex? Yeah, I would use it for trading, but y'all wouldn't keep any, large amount of coins on there.
Right.
Especially, like you said, you have an example where in the middle of the night, you can wake up.
Really.
And it's just
1:20 a.m. people with price. When I mean, you can go on, for those who are at the laptop or even cell phone, you can do it when you get off, but if you're on a laptop, go to Bittrex.com right now and type in something. First, go to markets. It'll be top right corner. It's like the second or third one from the right. Click markets. You don't need to log in or anything. You can see it. And you can type in BTA for the markets. You can type in BTS, DAR, or DT token, and look at that chart and look at the timestamp on it. I mean, it's literally, some of them are just doing good. Some last week I did really good, and just a straight red drop. That red candle almost hit the floor for lava. For those who don't know, when these tokens get delisted, especially without a good reason, I mean, it is a huge panic in the market. Because people have their money in it, and if you can't trade it right now, we're not at a decentralized part. We can't trade via cell phone yet. It's coming, it is coming, but we don't have that yet. So when big exchanges like Bittrex delisted, is leaving a lot of a lot of money's leaving out of it. Also, one last thing with Bitshares too. They saying the Chinese are they're pushing this as well because Bitshares had a direct link to the Chinese yuan. So for those who don't know what that means, just like how you can buy Bitcoin with United States, fiat currency USD, the yuan is being used to purchase Bitshares, and of course, China does not want their money leaving their country right now. So a lot of people think that Chinese influence had a lot to do with it getting delisted as well. So it's just looking like another day in crypto. Another day in crypto. Let's see what else we have going on today. Japan SBI, what's going on with that?
Well, they're going to issue their digital tokens.
And that's the banks?
Yep, that's the banks.
Okay, it's banks in Japan.
And if you've heard of SBI, they actually had a $27 million funding roundup last year to bring the first bank-backed exchange, which is pretty good for adoption. You want to be able to have adoption within their parameters.
This is the way to go mainstream.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So them introducing this digital token, it's interesting to see if they're going to peg it to the Japanese yen or if they'll find a way to use Bitcoin as the store value. Because honestly, going forward in the future, I think Bitcoin's value will be enough that it'll replace gold as the backing.
Ooh, Peter Schiff will not like these words
I mean,
speaking.
Because I mean, honestly, the real value of gold, we won't ever really know it. The real value of silver, precious metals, you can't really find it out. I mean, once the levees break on that and people start figuring out how manipulated it is, Bitcoin will actually be a better way to peg. Like, people will start asking this, country backed by Bitcoin, because
like, break that down, because I don't think a lot of people might not understand what peg is.
Well, peg means if you, for instance, before 1972, we were actually backed by gold. So
the gold standard.
The gold standard. So anything we said we had in a dollar amount, we could back it up with the same amount of gold based on the market price.
So $1 would equal this amount of gold every time.
Every time.
Until we got away from it.
Because it was a steady growth of gold, then you could if you were China or somebody else, you could be confident that if they owed you money, that we could pay it, whether it's with cash or with gold. What happened was we went off of the gold standard, which means that we went to fiat currency, which has only been around 45 years.
People don't know.
People don't realize that. Your parents, they were in a gold-backed society, but we've been in fiat, which means that it is paper money printed at will, and the value from it is forced on you by the government. Meaning, when you're born and you see people using money, you grow up thinking that has value because everybody else uses it. The problem is, if it's not backed by anything, if you owe China, if you owe somebody else, and they say, we don't think you have this money, we don't want your US dollar if it's not valuable, then they'll say, what's it backed up by? Now, if we're not backed by gold, and other countries, they use fiat as well, but if you use Bitcoin as the backup, people can say, okay, well, I can see that you have 1,000 Bitcoins.
Exactly. Yeah, you can show me you have 1,000
You can show me you have 1,000 Bitcoins, which means kind of like salt lending, how salt lending was like, well, you can use it as a asset. So if you show us 10 Bitcoins, we'll give you $50,000 just off the strength that in the next 5 years, we'll get that value and more. And you can get what you want, and you can keep your assets if you pay it back. So
that is how the debt ceiling is supposed to work, people, not how it's working now.
Yep. So that is, in a nutshell, how gold back can change to Bitcoin back in the next 10 to 15 years. The price of silver, I think the price of silver is going to go through the roof, just like other metals, once the manipulation goes away, because people don't understand. The supply of cryptocurrencies is scarce, and it is it's immutable. You can't change it, and you can verify it. Nobody knows how much gold or silver there is in the market, so you can't have an accurate prediction on demand when you don't know how much gold it is. Every time the price goes up just a little bit, market manipulators make it so that it goes more steady, because the price goes up too much, or if it drops too much, then you have what we call a scare or a run on the banks at that point. So.
Well, my biggest thing with gold too, and I tell people this all the time. All right, let's say gold is everything they say it is, and a financial crisis happened. You bought all this gold, you've invested in it. How are you going to get your gold? I've never understood that. Like, let's say you got $1 million. Let's say you got $10,000, $20,000, $100,000, $1 million in gold. How are you going to get it? Are you going to go with a wheelbarrow and pick up your gold? And that's if the people who actually have your gold are going to give it back to you.
You got gold certificates.
If it was an actual international crisis, an national financial crisis, you will not get your gold back, people, unless you have weapons. All right, like, it's that simple.
Pretty much.
So unless you're gonna go in there with your militia, your friends, and your posse back in the day, riding in on horses, you're not getting your gold back. And even then, if you went and got your gold with your guns, again, you better have some Brinks trucks following you.
And who gonna sell it? Yeah, who gonna sell it to? Because then they
yeah, exactly. So my whole thing with the gold in general, I'm just like, I get it, but. Whoever holds the gold keeps the gold. So.
Or if you Peter Schiff, you can get the little gold money debit card, which I'm sure is as good as gold, so to say, like they say. But the problem with that is, like you said, if something happens and they issue a statement, oh yeah, your gold will be ready in a month once we figure out whatever happened with blah. Kind of like
they did
on a small scale, people who were waiting for the Bitcoin Cash airdrop. You had some exchanges that were like, oh yeah, we're gonna give it to you, but in January, like Coinbase. Or we're going to give you your Bitcoin Cash in another month. If somebody else holds your private keys or holds that gold, they determine when they want to give it to you. So you just don't want to get caught in that situation, I believe. I mean, it's a good hedge for people if they want it, but it did take gold 100 years to do what Bitcoin did in 8. So that's the
basics.
So it's on you, but most of my generation, we kind of look at gold. It's what it is. What it is. Yeah. But as far as going forward, shiny rock can't do much for me,
right?
At all.
All right. So next thing, Cryptolocator. What's up with that?
Cryptolocator is an exchange that is going to be based in Russia. It looks like.
Russia.
Its claim to fame is it's the only exchange that will be backed totally by Ethereum. So instead of trading Bitcoin pairs, first one that's completely just Ethereum pairs. It will be all Ethereum pairs in Russia, the first one of its kind. And Cryptolocator, like I said, is getting good news right now as far as how useful it'll be. Still have to wait and see the use case because, like I said, most of this stuff, you know, is good to know about it, but until you use it, you don't know. So, but yeah, look out for that Cryptolocator. So, those of you in Russia, those of you who use VPNs, yeah, you could definitely use.
Somebody said KMB said the only exchange that will hack the next American election. That's funny.
Yeah.
So people, once again, just kind of going back to the investment side of the house, you remember when you're investing in this stuff, or even, you know, when you have these scary moments when they're pushing the flood out, you know, Dinosaur Diamond says some of the People's Bank of China stopping all this stuff. When all these moments are happening and the price is driving down, the reason why we keep saying either keep buying or just hold is because at this point now, a lot of companies and a lot of people have to fail. All right, a lot of companies have to fail in order for all of this to go away. And at this point now, we got the Treasury, U.S. Treasury talking about it. We had senior executives at the White House administration, the Trump administration, talking about it last week, or I think a few days ago. It's getting to the point where we're creeping up. More institutional people are talking about trying to figure out how to get into it.
Oh yeah.
So again, we don't see it going anywhere but up. All right.
Yeah, and somebody said Bitcoin is backed by people. Yeah. If anybody asks you what Bitcoin is backed by, consensus and scarcity. Those are the two biggest things. Utility-wise, it's decentralized, so you can know that it is, you know, verifiable. So yeah, it's backed by the consensus of the people. And if people want to use it, like if I can go to somebody and give it to them, and they believe they can go and give it to somebody else, that's what gives it value. And the more it grows, the more value it has. The problem is with the currency we have now, inflation is built in. So if you're not using it, it's every day. If you have a savings account right now, I promise you, if you look at it year by year, 1.5% to 3% going down in inflation, and they're giving you some 0.25% yearly rate or something like that. So technically, if you want a real savings account, you should put it in some cryptocurrency. You
should put it in Bitcoin.
And wait a year and see, because yeah, it'll get rid of inflation for you.
So of course we're coming up with some big months here, October through December. We all know there's a lot going on with the SegWit battle, and of course holiday season. So the only reason I'm bringing this up real quick is because, you know, everybody's asking us what's going to happen with the price of this through these next few months. What do we think? Traditionally, what has the holiday season showed us?
Well, traditionally, the price of Bitcoin skyrockets leading into the new year. For the last 3 years, I believe the biggest pumps have happened in November and December, outside of this year, which was March. And the best thing about it is you can basically track it. You can see it in real time. People are buying gifts for each other. People are sending money worldwide more often. I know myself, I'm about to buy a bunch of Bitcoin paper wallets and give them to my family. So the market moves a lot more. And then when January 1st comes, or January 3rd, I should say, really, which is like the day Bitcoin was started in 2009, anniversary day is always big. So buying up until January 3rd, usually around that time, the 1st or the 3rd, the price usually shoots up. And the biggest jumps we've had have been in the winter. So I mean, we have a fight in November with the 2X. You know, people may go back and forth. But once that's resolved, I clearly see the winter months being very bullish. So
for sure.
And there's two reasons again. I'm sorry. Consensus and scarcity, meaning everybody wants to use it, and you can't just print it at will. Yep.
To be honest, people, the only thing that's keeping the price where it's at now, and it's already high. I mean, don't get me wrong, but what's making that slow growth happen is because more people aren't getting into it. I mean, it's literally that's it. The more you get your friends on it, the more you get family, the more people start using it, the higher it's going to get. Like I said, we just got a Bitcoin ATM at the gas station we've been going to for the past year next door. Like, it is happening. And these machines are expensive, people. Bitcoin ATMs are not cheap. The machine is expensive itself because it's brand new. You got to make it. And then there's not people out there that can do maintenance. So again, new job alert, people, for everybody trying to figure out how to make money in the future, moving forward. We already told you to be a developer or figure out stuff in space. Learn how to maintain a Bitcoin ATM. They don't have maintainers. And right now the maintainers they do have cost a ton of money. They're going to pay a lot of money. So that's a new job. You can hire, you can start it yourself and learn how to maintain them, or you can hire a bunch of people who know how and start a business of it. where they go around and maintain Bitcoin machines. They are all over LA right now. So
if you got an extra 100K, yeah, this is the best time to get the future shape. And somebody says Coinbase the best wallet.
We always talk about Coinbase for beginners. So if you're just starting, use Coinbase for sure. Try to wean yourself off it after about 2 or 3 months. You're going to want to get away from Coinbase. And then the last thing with Coinbase is once again, if you're just starting, you don't have a lot of money. Coinbase does this thing where once you start, once they flag you as a person who can buy a lot of Bitcoin, they will literally just stop your buys. They won't give you a reason.
I'm on my 4th account.
They'll just stop your buys. And I will say right now, for all the people who are just starting, you know, be patient. It might take, I won't lie, maybe up to 2 to 3 months to actually get an account at some of these exchanges, because all the support's bad. No one has enough people who knows what they're doing to hire them. I mean, that is basically, there's not enough people in support who know how to do these things. There's not enough developers, not enough everything. So the support is really bad. It's horrendous on all these exchanges. So if you're just now signing up, you know, go ahead and sign up. It might take a couple months. It might take 6 weeks to actually get your account going. So that's just a heads up.
As soon as you get it off Coinbase, send it to a wallet, a desktop wallet, or a multi-signature wallet like Armory, BitGo, or cold storage, Treasury, OpenDime. Get it off, you know, Coinbase. That's my advice. Unless
you're actively trading, then just keep your stuff in your wallets. Keep it in your wallets unless you're actively trading. Hey, and good news, people. You know, we've actually talked to some developers out here who's working on some stuff. Shout out to the iGo Live staff. It's actually someone at iGo Live who worked at Prism. Or did he say work there?
Prism,
somebody who worked at Prism and Shapeshift. And I'm telling you, these people are like, they are bullish. They're like, oh man, the stuff that's coming out is going to become easier and easier and easier. And like I said, until it's the point where you're just text messaging people money.
I mean, we can tell them the app.
Shout out to Adam and iGo Live. We're gonna give your app a shout out. It's a really good app.
Adam Victor, had a chance to talk with him. He has an app, Coinboard. It's on the App Store right now. It's $2. I got it because it makes it a lot easier to send. You don't have to go back and forth, copy and paste your address. You can use Bitcoin, Ethereum, Zcash, Monero. Put your address directly into your messages. So when you send it, somebody send me this, boom, you just click on it and your address shows up. And
that's in the App Store right now.
It's in the App Store right now. It was funny. He showed it to me in the App Store. He's like, oh, that's me, Adam.
Right.
So yeah, these people are out here.
They're out here. I'm telling you, out here around is just putting in the work. Oh, yeah. All right, free Bitcoin day. What are we doing? Free Bitcoin. So just let everybody know, we do give away the free Bitcoin right now, only on YouTube in the comment section after the videos. So you will need to go there at Kirby Crypto, KRBECRYPTO, and you have to be subscribed as well.
Oh yeah. All right. So for today, what's your favorite decentralized exchange coming up? I know we did one before where you described what type of exchange you have, but which exchange do you think actually has the stuff you need? Is it Bitshares? Is it Bitflyer? You know, some of these other ones that are popping up. Let's see, SafeX is a decentralized exchange. It's a lot of decentralized exchanges. Let us know what you think, and we'll send you that free Bitcoin. Make sure you put your public address and subscribe, and we'll send that to you.
All right. Again, thanks for watching. You know, you can follow us at Kirby Crypto, KRBE. I'm looking at CRYPTO. And on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, the Instagram we never update, and on iGo Live. Take care, everybody. Have a good one.
Have a good one.
That was an awkward ending, huh, people? iGo Live, what's up?